What's up, boys? Just finished a killer fucking arm workout. I feel great. And the reason I had such a great workout today was because of two reasons. One, I had a cafecito in the morning. And two, I did something that I've never done before. Usually, I never rely on motivation. I only rely on discipline and the real habits that I've built over the years to actually get myself over the gym. Over the past few weeks, I've been in a slump. I haven't been wanting to get up. I haven't been wanting to come to the gym. I rarely drink pre-workout because it makes me crash after. So I had almost every single reason in the world to not come to the gym today, right? But yet I showed up because when I woke up today, I opened my messages with me and my mom and I saw something that I hated. I saw a picture of my old self, a picture of me fat, drunk, eating, freaking stuffing my face and looking like a fat pig. The person that I hated, the person that I've ran away from the most, the person that I've killed and I've destroyed, I saw him this morning. And once I saw that picture, I have never gone to the gym faster. Why? Because I don't focus anymore on becoming a better version than anybody else. I only focus on becoming a better version of myself. I only focus on beating my past self, on killing my old vices, on killing my old habits, and relying on the person that I've become. I lost over 30 pounds of fat. I became the person I needed to be in order to receive everything, right? I've earned this shit from sweat, tears, late nights, fucking the days I didn't feel like going to the gym, I still showed up because that fat kid, the one that was in the hospital bed, right? The one that was looking back at me in the mirror every single weekend hungover, with his shirt off, completely full of fat, just to repeat the same thing the next weekend. I feel bad for that kid. I feel bad that that kid couldn't change sooner, right? That I couldn't change sooner. And today when I saw that picture, I was like, this is my motivation. This is my fuel. And this is exactly why you don't need pre-workout. You don't need pre-workout. All you need is an outlet, right? So if you even haven't gone through a transformation, if you have gone through a transformation, or if you are in a better position that you were in a couple months, a couple weeks, a couple years ago, use that as fuel. Fuck the pre-workout. Use your old self as fuel. Where is that person now? Right? He's eliminated. You completely eliminated that person. And once you stop comparing yourself to the people that you want to become, right? I used to compare myself so much. Damn, this guy is in shape and I'm still fat. This guy doesn't party. This guy's getting money. And I'm still partying every single weekend. Did that make me change? No. Because all I was doing was comparing myself. But once I started to compare myself within only me, it was only upgrades. You can only go up, right? Because you're tired of the person that you are. You're tired of the position that you are in. And once you start to upgrade, you can only go up. How I've said a million times, life is like a video game. Right? You can only upgrade. You can only level up your character. So once you start working on yourself, there is no other way to take a step back, right? Because it's only constant upgrades. You don't need pre. You don't need motivation. All you need is the fuel from your past self. That's the motivation within itself. The person that you're running away from every single day. The pain, right? The person that hates how they look. The person that hates the position that they used to be in. That's the person that you need to compare yourself to. Because if you don't start doing it now, that person will control you for the rest of your life. You need to do it before it's too late. Run through the pain. Don't run away from it. Once you run through that pain that you can no longer endure, that pain that haunts you every single night, every single morning when you look at yourself in the mirror and you brush your teeth, you know you're not in the position that you want to be in. I'm not in the position that I want to be in, right? But all you could keep doing is moving forward. Surrender your pain to him, to that kid, to that guy that's tired of the position that he's in. Surrender your pain. You don't have to run away from it, bro. You don't have to use things as an escape. The drugs, the alcohol, the parties, right? This is your escape. Becoming a better person. That's how you completely destroy the person that haunts you every single day. That's your outlet, right? Find your purpose. My purpose was losing the weight, was to stop showing up in the hospital because my immune system crashed, was to stop drinking every weekend, was to stop stuffing my face, because my whole life I was insecure and I hated how I looked. But today I saw that picture and every single thought that had occurred in my brain and my subconscious mind completely told me that I never wanted to be in that position again. And that picture woke up something in me today. That fire ignited again. Why? Because I remember how that kid felt. It wasn't a trip. It was in Greece. Let me show y'all the picture. It was in Greece, in Europe. I was completely drunk. I hated how I looked. Who is this kid? Who is that kid? That's the kid that was tired of escaping, was tired of trying to escape his reality because he was ashamed of the person he had became. Now, I run through every roadblock I can because a roadblock is still movable. It's not immovable. So if you think that you're in a position where you're in your life where you can't change, you're wrong. You could still change. There's always opportunity to change. There's always a way that you can turn your pain into power, that you can use an outlet and you could find your purpose. This is what I try to preach every single day. If it wasn't for this picture today, I probably would have had a shitty workout. I would have still shown up because I rely on my discipline, not my motivation, but I probably would have had a shitty workout. Me seeing this picture reminded me that I just have to keep going harder, right? I will never be in the position I was years ago, but I will never let myself get comfortable, because the second I get uncomfortable is the second that I know that I'm not pushing towards growth and I'm not pushing towards continuously becoming a better version of me. And that's where you fuck up. When you get comfortable, don't be comfortable, right? If your goal is to lose weight, kill your vices, become the better version of yourself, lose the fat and keep it off forever, and do something that's sustainable for the rest of your life, then why haven't you done it? I'm a person that hates the pain, right? I hated the breakups. I hated the parties and getting drunk every weekend. I hated looking at myself in the mirror and still not being in shape. I hated not being the fit son that my dad and my mom thought I was going to be just because I would be in sports, right? I'd play some basketball. You know, I'd be active with my friends. You know, we'd play basketball during the week. We'd go to a park, right? But I was never fit. I was always fat. I was always asking them for money for DoorDash and Uber Eats with $0 to my name. Hey, Dad, send me $20. Why? So I could order some Chick-fil-A. Why? Run away from that person. Your only pre-workout should be the person you don't want to become. That should be your motivation. That should be your drive, and that should be the only reason why you step in the gym with full fucking force. All right? So the next time you think you're not capable, you are more than capable. You are more than capable to change your current situation. You are more than capable to completely grind it out. All you have to do is want it, right? Because if you don't want it, nobody's going to want it for you. Hard work is earned. It's not given. The second you think that this shit is all sweet, you're not going to get anywhere, right? If I would have thought that this was going to be a super easy process, I probably would have started sooner. Which is why I never started until it was too late, until I hated the person in the mirror. And don't let it get to that point, because I promise you that person will haunt you forever. I still look in the mirror sometimes and I still see that kid I just showed you. Fat face, fat stomach, looking like a fatty, freaking repeating the same thing every week. You don't have to be like that. Your only purpose and your only drive should be the person that you wake up to in the morning and that you work towards absolutely destroying him, leaving him in the past. Because just because you lost, right? Just because you lost 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds does not mean that you can just forget about that person, right? Yeah, you destroyed him, you killed him, right? But that does not mean that you cannot use him as fuel, right? That you cannot use him as your pre-workout, that you cannot use him to completely keep going and moving forward. Once you start, right? Once you start remembering the place you were in, the position that you're in, and you get so fucking angry and sad and you hate the position that you let yourself get to, that That right there is your ambition. That right there is your drive to keep pushing, right? Because you're doing it for him at the end of the day. You changed for a reason. Why not look at it from a different standpoint and be like, all right, if I did it for him, I'm gonna keep doing it for him, right? He wouldn't want me to stop and get comfortable. Yeah, I lost 30 pounds of fat. I'm looking shredded. I'm jacked. That's it. I'm completely good. I could coast off now. No! Keep the fire burning until the day that you die. Remember the people that did you dirty. Remember all the comments of people that said that you were fat. The people that said that you weren't going to ever lose the weight, right? The looks that people gave you when you ordered food at restaurants, right? Because you were the only one ordering the freaking highest calorie food, right? Think of all those things that piss you the fuck off, that make you sad and make you think why you didn't change sooner, and use that as fuel. Fuck the pre-workout. This shit is feelings. Use your feelings to change. Use your feelings to keep going. Once you do that, it's a whole different game. Keep going, bro. If y'all want more videos like this, drop a subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Gonna be dropping a couple more raw talks, way more videos, vlogs, all that. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a like. If y'all want to see more fitness content, coaching, all that good stuff, follow my Instagram. I'm gonna leave it down in the description. I'm gonna catch you on the next one.